Every trainer tells stories, but mastery is knowing which story, when, and why. Today's storytelling challenge is about real experiences to create real workplace learning. As listeners and judges, stay present. One of these stories may mirror your own. Today, we have Dipali Goel with us, who is going to resonate the same thing. Over to you, Dipali.
Thank you so much, Radhika. A very good evening, everyone. Glad to see you all again. Silence is not always golden. With this thought in mind, I'll take you down the memory lane. I'll take you very early in my career. I was working in an institution which was in the process of upgrading. So all the processes were being optimized to support it. And guess what fell on my young, gentle shoulders? I was entrusted with helping set up a new lab. It was a wonderful experience. I was really proud of the responsibility which had landed up in my lap. It was an exciting phase of learning, upgrading systems, understanding requirements, seeking approvals, and getting clarifications. Every day there was a new problem, and I was surprised as to how I could also find the solutions to them. So, the operating framework basically included a designated person who acted as a point of contact between management and me. So every day requirements would be handed over. I would act upon them diligently. And if I needed something, I used to pass it on to the management through this designated person. I'll share an incident with me, which I really love, and I really love to share this incident of mine. So, the first time I gave the list of the requirements to the management, I signed under the requirements, right? Finally, all that practice of signature on back of my notebook had come into actual formal document. I was signing the document for the first time, a formal document for the first time. So that was also a kind of achievement for me at that time. Anyways, coming back to the story, the things were going on quite smoothly. But in the middle of it, for a couple of days, I had been noticing that the requirements kept on repeating the same thing again and again. But I was on a horse blinder mode, you know, just working, just thinking in one direction. I did not ask for any kind of a clarification. I did not ask whether the previous requirement was forwarded or not. To cut the long story short, I did not do any kind of a follow up. I wasn't doing this out of negligence. I was doing this sheerly because of hesitation. I just did not want to sound doubtful. I thought that if I question the authority, I'll probably be disrespectful towards them. And I thought that silence was being respectful. The result was, well, the work was delayed and I was called by the senior management. The person, the sir, who had handed over the responsibility to me, suddenly his tone had changed from collaborative to reprimanding. I was hurt. But his feedback never hurt me. I always thought that whatever any senior is telling me, it is such a lesson which is being added to me. I used to learn new things from them. So the feedback was always welcome. I was hurt because of my silence. Suddenly, I realized that I hadn't failed to work. I had simply failed to communicate. I thought that how could have I thought that I just handed over the information and how does it even ensure that the communication has been done? Questioning doesn't mean confrontation. In fact, had I asked timely questions, I could have prevented the future conflicts. So GB Shaw says such beautifully, what he says is that the single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. And I was in that illusion. I thought that I have handed over the list and the work is done. Now, what was the importance of this episode in my life? Well, I really feel that if you do not, a new lesson has been unlocked. So, this experience taught me something invaluable. If the communication is not acknowledged, that communication is incomplete. When clarity is needed and you are quiet, you prefer to stay silent, it can quietly cause damage. If you escalate things early, it is definitely not a weakness, it is your responsibility. I have a small question for you all. Have you ever been confused about whether to highlight an issue or stay quiet? Have you ever chosen silence hoping that things would resolve on their own? Well, if we leave things to get resolved on their own, well, we'll wait for long. We'll wait forever. So with this thought in your mind, I just want to say that today's silence can become tomorrow's delay. So speak early, ask early, and remember, which I learned, silence is always, always not good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dipali. That was indeed.
Thank you, Radhika.
It was. I know it was very. I resonated with it a lot. Took me back to one of my own incidents in the initial stages.
Right.
Uh, so I would really love to start off with our audience. Yes, Sujata, would love to have your reflection on this.
Yeah. So hi Deepali. You
Hi,
also,
Sujata.
yeah, so you also made me, you just took me back in my initial teaching, periods where I had just started my teaching career, and that was the time where hesitation was there, and out of silence, I missed out a few things which was really necessary to be put on. And as you told, we think it's disrespectful for
Right,
the authority,
right,
but I think it's our hesitation, it's our own barrier which we definitely need to break that,
right,
barrier, because
right.
because the authority wants clarity. They don't want any delusion or any type of confusion. So it's
Exactly.
from our side, it's our responsibility to give the authority the clarity, and we should not hesitate, or we should not think unnecessary thoughts like what impression I'm going to create if I'm speaking like that to the author. It's not like that. So yes,
Right.
experience helps us to get better and better. Through experience only we learn that yes, how we can take our stand in a polite manner. So silence is
Exactly.
always not good. So really, I totally resonate with you.
So,
Thanks.
so that's why what I feel is that it's really important that soft skills should be taught from quite an early stage, so
Mm,
that so when we are young, we are faced with a dilemma which we do not know whether what is right and what is wrong. So if I think these thoughts are ingrained into us right from the beginning, we'll
mm.
probably have better answers.
True.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes,
Absolutely. Thank you,
absolutely.
Sujata. Yes, Rahila.
Hi, Dipali.
Hello, Rahila.
Yeah. So silence is not always golden, right? I do resonate with you because most of the time we remain silent thinking that, being silent is a best option.
Right.
But right, most of the time it doesn't work that way. Silence doesn't, always give the results we want. It leads to demotivation, etc. Sometimes, we keeping silent always, creates a depression in ourselves when we don't
And
open up.
misunderstandings also.
Yes, yes. So definitely we should not be silent. We should open up wherever necessary. And of course, there is something called psychological safety, which you can practice that will definitely help you to understand how and when to speak whenever it is necessary.
Very nice thought put forward. We
Yeah.
have to use silence also
Yes.
judiciously.
Yes, right. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahila. Yes, Frida.
Hi, Dipali.
Hi, Frida.
In fact, to be very honest, I really liked what you said, and
Thank you.
it actually struck a chord in me because many a times, even in the past, even until date, personally as well, we often we come across this dilemma, whether things which don't go the way you want it to, and then you're thinking whether you really need to speak up or take it slow, handle it, like you said, judiciously or even diplomatically. So, personally and professionally, we really need to know where we need to step forward, and, like speak out wherever is required. And
Yes.
unfortunately, as we grow up, especially in Indian society, I don't know if everyone comes across this, but you always have been told that you need to think before you talk a certain way, do not offend people. There's so many ifs and buts that come in between, that you
Right.
grow up with that mindset, and then eventually you end up in that mode where the should I or shouldn't I, and that conflict remains. But then it is always better where you voice out where it's necessary, but you at the same time are very diplomatic depending on your professional
Yes.
situations as well. So
Yes.
thanks a lot.
So basically, I think especially we people, were taught that we don't have to answer seniors. We don't have to, just talk back to our parents or maybe the elders. So this is the thing which becomes really internalized by us. Sometimes this does happen.
Yeah. Thank you, Frida. Yes, over to you, Dipanshi.
Hi Dipali. Hello
Hi,
everyone.
Dipanji.
I really resonate with your story, and it is very rightly said that follow ups are actually very important while we are working, like even personally or professionally, as Frida said. So, like, illusion comes in many situations. There are numerous situations where we come in dilemma. We are in illusion that yes, work is done, and we don't even follow up. So, staying silent, or we are in hesitation that shall I ask this, is it done or not? Sometimes out of respect, sometimes out of any maybe any reason. So where I totally agree with you. Even I have also come across numerous times that shall I ask the question or not? Am I correct or not? So even asking, and our curiosity also comes out.
Right.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you, Dipanshi. If I may add, one thing, what do you call, per se, me individually, I've always been a person who has always spoken my mind, sugar coated it when necessary, hence my profession. So, so I have always been like that. So when you're saying that, silence, when you're talking about silence, I would just like you, I mean, to think in the opposite way. For me, uh, I had to actually practice being silent when I was angry.
Right.
Because the more we grow up, I mean, in the ladder, on the ladder, the more we grow, we need to rein in our temper, or we need to rein in our irritation, and you cannot let it show. So
Sure. Yes.
that was my biggest thing, that, when I had to actually talk, I would like silence. We'll, excuse me, I'm having a very sore throat. So, for me, it was always Radhika, quiet down. We'll deal with it tomorrow. And then tomorrow, I was always, I mean, the next day, I was always ready with a smile. So, yes,
Right.
it resonated with me. I mean, it got back an incident for me, totally different angle. Yes. Thank you so much, Dipali. It was a very, very interesting session today. And
Radhika.
so, audience, for you, I can just say that today's story showed us one thing clearly: mastery isn't about experience alone, it's about awareness, choice, and how well learning is transferred. So, points will be compiled, badges will be announced, and the journey to top trainer wave 2.0 continues. See you in the next mastery challenge. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dipali. We are
Thank
signing
you so
off.
much.